Hey there guys, it's Zach here from InBeta, and welcome back to another video. Now today we're taking a look at Continuum for phones. This is a new feature available for select Windows 10 mobile devices that essentially turns your phone into a PC. Well, not exactly. It's kind of a step towards that idea. Right now, however, you cannot run desktop applications such as Google Chrome or Adobe Photoshop. Also, you cannot run non-universal Windows Store apps. So as you can see here in the start menu, some of these apps are grayed out. They simply will not run within Continuum. They do run. If I select it, it will ask me to open the app on my phone, but it just simply will not run within the Continuum environment. So with all that out of the way, let's actually talk about Continuum for phones, as it is actually quite a big deal. What this allows you to do is take your phone wherever you go, plug it into a dock or stream via Miracast, and essentially use your phone as if you're sitting down at a desk or on a laptop. So as you can see here, down here I've got a taskbar with access to my start menu, which is essentially my phone's start screen, a back button called Cortana, which is pretty much identical to the Cortana you know on the desktop. She sits in the same place and operates in the exact same way, and I've also got Task View here as well. On the right hand side, I've got access to my notification center, which allows me to, change settings or jump into different actions and whatever else, and deal with notifications. So I'm actually using the Microsoft Display Dock, which means I've got my mouse and keyboard plugged into it, and I'm outputting to a monitor at 1080p 60Hz. And I'm also sitting at a desk, so to me this actually feels like I'm using Windows. And when you jump into some of these universal apps, you'll actually see that these apps are the same apps that run on the full desktop environment. So to begin, let's take a look at Edge. Edge is probably one of the most used apps in Windows 10, as it is the default web browser when you install Windows 10 on the desktop and on a laptop. And as you can see here, it's now operating as if it was running on a desktop or laptop. Now keep in mind, this is my phone, remember. The web page has rendered as if it was running on a desktop. Edge itself, its user interface has been fledged out because it thinks it's running on a desktop, and that's because these apps are universal and they simply adjust to your screen size. So a smaller screen will get a smaller mobile version of Edge, but if I'm running on a monitor, why would Edge operate in a small screen? It's now stretching out, it's expanding, it's fully fledged, it's now operating as if it was running on a desktop, and that's because Continuum for phones tells it to do that. So as you can see up here, I've now got my tab UI. I can add new tabs. I can go to Bing. Bing will show up there, which is very nice indeed. There's a silly bug where this just doesn't disappear, which is annoying. So yes, this is Edge itself. We can go into different areas. We can press the share charm here, and the share charm will show up just like it does normally. I've got my hub UI. Wow, that's annoying, is it? Can that go away? Yes, it can. So if we go to here, you see we've got all of our normal hub UI. We've got settings here that we can jump into, scroll up and down, which is all very good, very nice. And of course, since this is supposed to be a desktop environment, I can minimize this app, and this app will continue running within the taskbar. So if you open up another app, let's open up Word, because most people using Continuum for phones will likely be using Word to use it. So if you go into a document here, I can now begin writing a document. So if you come down here, I can write the quick brown fox jumped over the lazy dog using the keyboard that I have plugged into the dock. And I can also minimize that. Then I can go back into Edge here. I can open up an article. Let's open up this one. When it decides to open, here we go. And then I can copy some text when I get down to it. Let's copy this one. So I can copy that, select copy, go open up Word again. And then I can use Control-V to paste, because this is Windows, so Windows knows all of those keyboard shortcuts that you're familiar with on a desktop or laptop. So I can now use Task View to switch between my apps, just like again on a desktop, which is also very nice. So let's open up the Start menu. Let's actually take a look at the Start menu, because the Start menu is, like I said, it's your start screen. I can customize this straight from Continuum, but this does update your start screen on your phone as well, so keep that in mind. I've also got access to the apps list here, so I can take a look at all the apps that are installed on my system and open them up. So let's open up MyTube here, and now since this is a universal app, I can actually run it in Continuum and see what's going on. So I don't believe I'm signed in here. So yes, this is a good app. I can watch videos now, and of course I can minimize this and go about my day. So let's open up another app. Let's open up Tweetium, because why not? So now you can see down here, all these apps are still running in the background, and you can see that with Task View. They are all still running. If we jump back into Tweetium here, Tweetium will apparently minimize itself. Come on, Tweetium, open up. And Tweetium will be there, so I can now run about tweets and do whatever I want to do within Tweetium, which is really, really fantastic. So let's minimize all of these. There are a few customization options you have with Continuum. So if we go into settings here, let's see, actually we can get it via the notification center. We go into personalize. You can actually personalize the wallpaper that comes with Continuum. So as you saw there, it's using the hero wallpaper, but we can change that. So let's change it to this one. And we can also change the color to something else as well. So let's change it to that one maybe, or that one. Let's have that one, why not? And then we can minimize, and as you can see there, the wallpaper has changed, and so has my color, which is very nice. So yes, there are a few customization options. You can also, I believe, change the amount of text that's displayed on screen at one time via your connected display, but I'm not going to do that here because it does require you to restart your device, and that causes issues with the recording, so not going to do that. Just confirming, this is my Lumia 950 XL running Windows 10 Mobile with 3GB of RAM, which is why it's kind of a little bit slow. It does choke up once you're running a few intensive apps. So there you have it, guys. That's a very quick look at Continuum for phones. Thanks so much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one. Bye-bye.